He's a tactical genius, he's the one to see on VP4TV. He's wild and he's free. Eyeball top number here to you and me. With his cunning moves, he's rocking endlessly. Tables and cues, they bend to his will. Every shot he takes gives everyone a thrill. With a glance and aim, he works to the skill. In the ball, lights from the chill. Tables and cues, they bend to his will. Every shot he takes gives everyone a thrill. With a glance and aim, he works to the skill. In the ball, lights from the chill. Tactical genius with every play, making magic happen every single day. In the world of billiards, he knows the way, taking every shot with prayers we say. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. From the corner bank to the perfect cut, he wins the game without a single strut. Chalk it up, just for fortune or luck, but skill like his, it never gets stuck. On VP4TV, he's the showstopper. 9ball.com's the king, no one can top her. Watch him play and you'll be a hopper. He's the man, we all shout proper. Every shot with prayers we say. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. He wins the game without a single strut. Chalk it up, just for fortune or luck, but skill like his, it never gets stuck. On VP4TV, he's the showstopper. 9ball.com's the king, no one can top her. Watch him play and you'll be a hopper. He's the man, we all shout proper. ATG from Kilmarnock town, got your hustle down. Streams the pool games live, makes our day come alive. Early mornings on your grind, Tesco shift unwind, but you find the time to play, stream the virtual day. OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there. Virtual cue in your hand.
And it's a sucker scratch. Look at the line. Commentator's eye. Don't say I didn't warn you.
OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there. Virtual cue in your hand, amazing shots you land. From your home to our screens, living out our pool dreams. Early riser, work all done, streams the games just for fun. We'll cheer for you every match. TG, you've got the magic touch. OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there. OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there.
This for the 101. Absolutely sensational once again.
Virtual cue in your hand, amazing shots you land. From your home to our screens, living out our pool dreams. The games just for fun, we'll cheer for you every match. TG, you've got the magic touch. OTG tactical genius, every game you bring us with your skill and your flair. We're glad you're always there.
That was fantastic. Where's the cue ball going?
Oh dear, outside, never mind.
No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool. Nothing else.
Well, good afternoon. Welcome back to VP4TV. We've got the start of another World Championship, and it's the 8-ball World Championship, which has got underway a few days ago. I believe there's only been one match played. I think it was Mr. Fox against I'm a Beginner in a round one match. This is a
Where's
round
the
two
cue
match
ball
we
going?
have today. It's between Romario and Cobra. Let me have a quick look. Just a reminder, yes, it is. I'm a Beginner against Mr. Fox. And Mr. Fox won comfortably 11-2. He's now through to play One Pocket Slim, and I believe they play tomorrow. So this is the match we're waiting on now. As I looked in the lobby there, Romario still hasn't joined the lobby. He does tend to show up at the last minute, if I remember rightly. So at the moment, I don't see him. Cobra's been in getting some practice. So he has. And it's race to 11, I believe, this tournament. I think all the winner side matches are races to 11. The one lost side, I think, where the hell is it? Races to 9. The biggest difference, of course, that a lot of players probably don't know who signed up for the tournament. I mean, I don't think they all know, but the pockets are now on tight. So instead of the standard tournament or narrow, they've gone one notch tighter. So that's going to make it more challenging. Set in a hard times room, alternate break, no 3 fouls. This is 8-ball world. And no jump cues, and a lag for the break. So, interesting thing, or maybe disappointing thing, depending how you look at it. The defending champion is actually Bedhead, who beat Cobra in the final of this last year, but Bedhead has failed to materialise, so he won't be defending his title, which is a bit disappointing. Maybe he's taking a long break. Good afternoon to Slim. Well, there's a there's a story behind that, Slim, which we can get to. Part of it was, if you look at my profile, Romario has arrived. If you look at my profile, the last match that I played in VP4 was that match that we played a doubles match. I can't remember why we got involved in it, but me and Tam were playing One Pocket Slim and Steve, or Super Admin, testing out this Filipino rotation game. And at the end of it, my conclusion was, and I told Steve, I said in the chat in the room, I said, this is shit, this game. Not to put too fine a point on it. It's probably, maybe the more tactical way of putting it is, it's probably better for intermediate players or beginners rather than experienced players, because there is no appeal to it at all. And I as good as told him that. And then after I left the room, I was actually talking to somebody else in PM, and I can't remember who it was. It might have been Cobra, I don't know. The room is up, let's get in. But I got a PM from Steve, which I think I'm paraphrasing because I can't really remember. And I don't think he obviously wasn't that impressed at the fact that I said the game was shit. and he shut the PM down. And so I decided at that point, well, I'm going to say nothing in the lobby that I'm going to take any blame for that tournament not going ahead. People will make up their own minds as to whether they want to play in it or not. A lot of players looked at it, and speaking from what I experienced in that room, the rules in that game are crap. Was not impressed with it at all. And so I decided, well, I'm not going to get blamed if the tournament doesn't go ahead. So I said nothing in the lobby all the way leading up to the tournament to whether it went ahead or not. And then, of course, that was one reason I was quiet in the lobby. The other reason is I caught some sort of virus. I don't know what the hell it was. It was more than a cold virus because I was actually sick. I hadn't ate anything for about 3 or 4 days, and I've been recovering ever since. And I need to change the cloth colour. Now, one other thing is I have downloaded and installed the 64-bit version of this online game. Now, you can see that the fonts are different. Let me just get to this cloth colour thing. But anyway, now, Romario is dangerous, but he doesn't have enough patience. He's always been over keen to get the shot done, but he can certainly take racks off Cobra. I've got no doubt about that. But unless Cobra makes a complete howler here, I don't think he'll be getting much out of this first rack. And I've totally forgotten all my shortcuts because I haven't streamed for more than a month. Really, certainly not VP4. I haven't. So there's going to be more mistakes than normal. Well, I think Cobra can't actually see enough of this 12 ball. Is it the 12 ball? Yeah, I think he's actually hooked himself slightly. It looks as if he's... I don't know whether he got enough room to make the combo. He's called the 10 by trying to cut the 12 onto the 10. He might get there, but yeah, it was tight. So Cobra had his chance, didn't get there. And look at where that 12 ball is finished. It's caused a major headache for Romario, and I think Romario is far too straight on the 3 ball to do any damage with those balls there. Well, that's not going to be that good. He stuck himself in the 2. I think he can get it into the side. Now, he needs to get an angle off this 3 ball. And the problem also is the 10 ball being slightly in the way. It's reducing the room that he has to get an angle on this 3 ball to... See, if he gets there, he's gone too straight again. He's gone absolutely bolt straight. So he's going to have to try and pinch something. Well, let's just say that he's got a chance. This is off the rail. Now that needs to either bounce or slow up. He's still got a shot here. And these are the opportunities Romario has to take. Anybody playing players at the level of Cobra, when you get that one chance, you have to take it. And there you go. That was the one shot that would have made or break the rack there, and Cobra's been let off the hook. So in the end, going back to that Filipino rotation tournament, I presume it had a minimum amount of sign-ups that had to be in it for it to go ahead. But I feel that anybody who had any interest in it would have put themselves in a room, set up a knockabout with the game rules, and probably had the same opinion as me that, you know, if they're any half decent player, they would not have been all that impressed with it as a challenge. I think it's fine for intermediate players and beginners, but I don't think it offers any great appeal. I'm not saying I'm the best player in the world, but I've been around enough to know what's a decent game and what isn't, and I didn't like it. Simple as that, and that's what I told Steve. Maybe my choice of words weren't the best, but it won't see the light of day again in a tournament, I can tell you that. Something, I mean, it's just something like 15 ball, anything like that, where it's an accumulation of points, is fine for players who are learning the game. I've got no problems with that. It makes it a lot easier for them to get into the game of pool, and enjoy it that way. But in terms of a technical challenge, there's very little about it at all, especially this rule about spotting the ball all the bloody time. It's so annoying. So anyway, I've had my say on it. And meanwhile, Romario at the table. Now these, the one thing that's going to catch people out most certainly is cut shots on this table now. I mean, that 15 ball that's at the bottom of the screen here as we look, this is a nasty cut now, because, you know, you get any touch in the point in these jaws now and it ain't going in, you know, like that. There's no give at all. You've got to be really accurate with your pots, especially the cuts. You've got no give whatsoever. And it really makes it a lot more challenging. And looking at this table, well, I'm trying to find where the problem is for Cobra. Clearly, the one ball has to go out the way. Now, that's easily done by potting the two and holding yourself in the one, but it's the only way you're going to get that 7 ball out the way. Good afternoon to, I presume it's Professor Dabs. I presume it's not just Prof Dabs. I presume the prof is actually an abbreviation for professor. So the question is what do we call you? Do we call you Dabs? Do we call you Prof Dabs? Or do we call you Professor Dabs? Anyway, good afternoon or good evening, depending where you are. So Cobra's dealt with the 1 ball. Going to have to take the 7 in the side. Now again, got to be accurate. Any touch in the knuckle here, it doesn't go in. And not only that, I mean, he's got to get himself out clean for this 4 ball, and he's got to be careful of this 8 ball, because if he's going to go forward and come back across, yeah, you see, the problem there was, well, there was 2 problems. The fact that it's a tighter cut into that side pocket. The cue ball going forward, he had to come across to make sure he wasn't running behind the 8. And he's given Romario another chance. And there it goes. It's as quick as that. It's as quick as that. And that's 2 chances. I mean, when you start counting them, this is how players lose to players like Cobra all too often, because you don't take the chance that you get. And Romario's already had 2 opportunities where he could be 2-0 up without a shadow of a doubt. He could be 2-0 up. Welcome to I'm a Beginner. Right, or just Prof. And this is it's taken a bad course, this match already for Romario, with the fact that he's had 2 chances, wide open table, but the potting in this table is far more difficult now. I mean, straight in pots shouldn't be a problem, but anything that's got an angle and a cut is a lot more difficult. And if you don't take that chance that you get, you know, Cobra's just going to feast off it, and that's what he's done already. Cobra should be 2-0 down, but he's 2-0 up. So Cobra on the solids, and looking at the stripes, they're surrounding the 8 ball, but the 8 ball's got clear access into that corner. It won't have access into the side with the 1 bulb in there. That just makes it a wee bit tighter for Cobra to get there onto this 8 ball. But he can do that off the 13, off the 1 or the 2, sorry. I mean, he has to get rid of that 6 as well, because it's a blocker. Now, I think the angle he's left, he's fine. He's fine. So now he's got to nip back far enough. Well, he's went forward, but that'll do nicely. And there you go, 3-0. Puts even more pressure on Romario to actually take the chance when he gets it. And that doesn't help either. And what's more, it's a dry break. And is that 2 solids together? Well, the obvious thing there is that you've got a stripe that's sort of right in the middle of no man's land here, with a 7 ball as a blocker there. So Cobra's got a bit of thinking to do here in terms of what he's actually going to go for. If he cuts the 7, that's all very well, but he's got this here to deal with. Now, he can deal with that by potting the 2 and breaking these 2 out. And I think he's got that in mind. He's got that idea in mind that he can easily get these broke out, these 2 balls. And the 8 ball sitting clean. I don't know that he had this in mind, though. I think he was maybe hoping to bump something, because he ain't on anything here. He's on nothing at all. That's gone awry. I think he was hoping he would see enough of this 2 to actually pot it. Now he might be trying to line up the combo. And that 1 ball looks as if it's gone too far away from the 1, so he'd have to... Oh no, he's called the bank. Well, he spotted something I wasn't looking at there. I was too busy looking at the 2. But that was well done. And that deals with the problem immediately. Now he has to find a place for this 6 ball. And again, 6 balls blocked into the corner by the 10. That's the one that's going to give him the headache, because it's right in the middle of no man's land again, and there are balls in the way. Well, if he'd finished straight on that 6, he would pot it right now, but again, it's a dodgy cut into the side. And of course, the other problem being that if he takes the alternate, which is the cut in the 4, he's going to be running up the table and up and down, and there's a risk of bumping into traffic. Oh, that's a great effort. I mean, he had the line, and I think it would have easily dropped in if it had the legs. So here we go again. And Romario has a chance. The table is not good in terms of what he has to deal with, because that 9 ball's locked in the rail, blocked by the 11. 6 ball over the side pocket. So he'll do well to get out here. Well, he nudged the 9 out. Again. Well, that's a good shot, and that was desperately needed, that cut. And again, he needs another good cut in this 11. He's got to get across the table here twice. It needs to have the legs. It needs to get there. It needs to get there. Now, I'm right in thinking 8 ball world, you can pot the 6 ball as long as the 11 ball goes in as well. Am I not right in thinking that? And I don't know whether Romario knows that. I'm assuming he does. I think that's part of the rules. I think you can pot that 6 ball as long as your ball follows it in. Anyway, there's a chance again. The 4th opportunity for Romario, and the 4th opportunity gone. And the inevitable will happen. And this is, I mean, it's not just Romario this is going to happen to. It's going to happen to a load of other players if you cannot take that chance. And the only way you take the chance is how you control that cue ball. If you can control the cue ball and get into those spots to deal with these dodgy shots, then you'll give Cobra problems. But if you fail to do that and you're not up to it, then he's just going to get back to the table and do this. And you find yourself 4-0 down. I think the 13 ball had a look in the side pocket, but it hasn't gone and it's dry. Now Romario comes to the table. And, well, what do you choose here? Well, obviously there, solids would be good because they both can get access to the pocket. The problem down this end is this lot. The 7 can certainly pot in the other corner pocket, but the 2 is the one that's an issue. So Romario having a go at the 10, and that might be his only shot in this rack. It may well be his only attempt at potting a ball. And Cobra's given it a fair bit of thought because he wants to know where he's going before he makes that commitment. So Cobra's decision is to take the stripes. So therefore, when you look up table, he's got a tight space to deal with. He's got a combo that he could actually have dealt with if he'd got there, but he's played a bump and it's come out pretty good. Now, the other thing, when you look ahead here, he's got a ball that can allow him to get to that 8 ball. So that 15 ball may well come in very handy to actually get to this 8 ball. And I think he must have that in mind because you're blocked off by the 6 and the easiest ball to get to that 8 is the 15. So that's how he's going to do it. He might have ended up too straight here, though. I think he's too straight. Well, he's got a slight angle. He can pinch a wee bit here. But has he got enough angle that he can actually get around onto this 10 ball? That I'm not so sure. He's having to dig. And it might be plan B here. It's going to be plan B. Now, Romario better get ready here because this is going to be... It's going to be a wee bit awkward. Now, is he going to try and come down inside this 1 ball and check this up with a bit of left? Yeah, he's missed the bump. And that's perfect. Absolutely perfect. So when you are confident and you can move and control the cue ball, you can do stuff like this in any game. Well, now we're going to be taking bets as to whether Romario can actually get himself off the mark here. Well, he's got a ball, and of course it's an open table until you commit to that next shot. And it's a bit of a tight space here with what we've got, but he's committed to the solids. He's got to be careful here because that 7 ball, he's trying to just sneak around into the gap. That's perfect. So the angle in the 7 ball, again, he's checking up to try and play for this. Well, he's gone down for the 6, but he's overdone it. He's overdone it big time. And there lies the... I mean, he can still pot the 1. He's going to leave a dodgy cut in this 6 ball. But that is the difference with success and failure against Cobra. So there's Romario's chance gone, and that's probably his best chance there, but he let himself down there by overhitting that and not getting in the 6. And once again, the only snag for Cobra is the fact that the 1 ball is tying up the 15, but he's going to have loads of opportunities here to... Well, he should have 1 or 2 opportunities to certainly bump something out. He should be able to do that off the 10 ball if he comes over the left-hand side and cuts that 10 in and stuns across to get a bump. Now, has he gone far enough? Now, I'm not so sure what he was trying there. I'm thinking he was trying to get onto the 10 to stun that in and come across. And he might have to go to plan B. And he's had the angle there. and that's dealt with it. I didn't think he had enough, but he's got the angle, got the breakout, problem solved, and 6-0, I think. Well, all we're really seeing of Romario is, 2 or 3 pots, and then there's the stumbling block. And had his pace control been better with the chance he had in this rack, he could have certainly been off the mark. And don't forget, Romario has been away from VP4 for a long time. 2.5, 3 years. And has only come back a month or so ago, or maybe a wee bit longer than that. So he's finding his feet again. So another dry break. And it's yet another opportunity for Romario to try and get himself something on the board. It's a bit of a head scratcher again. You're going to be very lucky to come to the table on an 8-ball table where you don't have some sort of problem you're going to have to deal with. And Romario's decided that solids is the way to go. So he can't. Now I think he's made an ass of that there. I'm sure he's potted a strike. Oh no, it's Cobra's at the table. What the hell's happened here? Am I getting confused already? Is it getting to that time of night? I think it is. My bad. I don't know what the hell happened to Cobra. Am I out of sync? No, I'm not. Cobra's made a complete howler there. I don't know what he was trying to do, but he's missed that ball by a country mile, considering. And it's definitely Romario back at the table. And he could have been sitting better than this, it has to be said. And these tight pockets are going to make people look a bit like numpties. I've no doubt about that. Especially when you're playing cut shots, because you can get a wee bit of leeway on the narrow pockets, but you can't on these tight pockets. You get very little to no leeway whatsoever on these pockets. Well, this is going to be, again, he's just got himself more angle than he would probably like on this ball. But he's found a gap. Had he had a shallower angle, he would have played the one down the rail first and, just rolled the one in that he's played right now. So now he's going to have to just play the draw. Anything but straight. And that'll be good enough. And he's got to be careful because he needs to get this. This is actually, well, it's a bit straighter than he would have liked, but he's just going to let it open out. And that's perfect. Minimum movement of the cue ball, not imparting anything on it, just letting it run out. And this for 7-0. Well, the dreaded bagel is rearing its ugly head here for Romario. And once again, he gets the break on this rack, but he gets a horrible table. He's got nothing inviting here at all. I mean, you look at the 8 ball, you've got the 2 stripes next to it. You've got this right mess sitting down in the corner. Now, he could play the combo here and pot the 13. He's not committed to any ball yet. Now, I don't know why the hell he's calling that. I mean, I'm not so certain Romario's 100% familiar enough with these rules. Why he didn't just... I mean, he could have played... He obviously didn't want to play the stripe, the combo. Well, the fact that he chose the ball that he missed there, whatever it is, the 10 ball, he was committed to playing the stripe. So why didn't he play the combo in the 1 and the 13? I mean, that's the bit that's puzzling me. By the way, when you check, I don't know what the hell you were doing. I haven't a foggiest idea what you were doing. I mean, it couldn't have been any simpler for me. All I did was watch the guy's video, do what he told me to do, and you know, double check that your Windows language, your default language is right. That way, you keep it keeps all your files and folders in the PC. You've not a problem. Done it, and everything worked. And you come back and you told me that you got a message telling you that that's what you get from the Windows test download that tells you your PC's not compatible and all of that crap. Anyway, good that you eventually got it working. So now they can shut down Windows 10 in a couple of days' time or shut down support. I don't know what the hell you're talking about with the Rufus method. I don't know what that is. I can't remember how I did it, whether it was a command prompt that he told us to do. But anyway, whatever it was, mine's went like a breeze. I never had any problem. And my PC runs Windows 11 perfectly okay without all this bullshit that Microsoft is trying to rip people off into doing. Well, this is making grim reading here for Romario. Did I have to use a Microsoft account? I've got a Microsoft account anyway. It didn't. When I did the install for Windows 11, it wasn't done using a Microsoft account. As far as that goes, I didn't have to be logged into Microsoft or anything like that. Well, Romario doesn't have his troubles to seek here, but I'll tell you something. At the moment, he's in control. Now, Cobra could call the cross bank here. This 8 ball will go. The last chance saloon if he's going to go for it. And he's got to think that if he doesn't get it in this shot, he's going to lose the rack this time. So this is it for Romario. Coldest Pillow hasn't been around. Now, even that cut in the 5 ball is scaring him. I think he said his fingers burned with 1 or 2 of these cut shots, and that he's a lot more comfortable with the straight in shot in the 5. So now he just needs to drop the 3 ball in dead weight, and he'll be off the mark. Aye, I saw that as well. So things aren't working at both ends for him. The brain's getting addled and he's got problems downstairs. So anyway, a cheer for Romario. He's off the mark. And hang on a minute.
Where's the cue ball going?
That's what I wanted. I forgot how to get my John Virgo back. Well, as of today, when I finished my shift this morning, or this afternoon anyway, at 12:30, I am now off for about 10 days, and then it's a mad run into Christmas, so I can have a long lie-in tomorrow. And the other thing that's annoying is that since Casino Jim passed away, it's been very, very difficult to get a game of Cowboy Doubles of a morning when my day off, and I haven't played Cowboy Doubles for more than a month. There's no bugger on in the morning to play it now, which is disappointing. So I only get to play a couple of days in a week, and I'm not even getting that now. I don't know. I don't know what it was. I can't remember. You maybe need to ask Tam. But anyway, Casino Jim used to come in. The first thing he'd do is set a room, and then we would join and we'd have a game of doubles. But since he's gone, that's it. There's nobody there. I know what I'll die of. I'll die of waiting in a bloody game of Cowboy Doubles. That's what I'll die of. That's what'll be written in my death certificate. Well, somebody knows what's up with One Eye, but whoever that is didn't say anything. It might have been Fast Eddie who's got an idea what's up with him or what's happened to him, but he's not divulging that. Anyway, back to the match. Cobra trying to redress the balance or make up for that losing that rack. And pretty strong favourite, shall we say, to redress that balance. I noticed on YouTube as well now, bear in mind I went back to Firefox so that I can use that ad block thing, whatever it is, uBlock, which I use on Firefox on YouTube, and you don't get any problems. I noticed that YouTube are now showing quite a few movies where you can watch them free with ads. Well, if you're using Firefox with uBlock Origin thing, you can watch any of the films that they show, and you won't have any ads pop up. So I've been watching the Star Trek series. I was watching, Star Trek, the motion picture, and then the Wrath of Khan, and then the Search for Spock. And there's quite a few other movies that have popped up where they all say you can watch it free with ads. But that's very handy if you've got Firefox and get uBlock Origin, you can watch them without any bloody bother with ads. Cobra trying to do a bit of damage to open up the table a bit more. He's committed to the solids, but he's blocked off in the 6. In fact, he's pretty much blocked off in everything here because there's nothing doing up table. He's got a dodgy cut in the 2. And you see that just caught the inside of the knuckle, and that at that pace it's going to drop in. So now he can take the 4, stay high, or just kill the cue ball and get rid of the 6. And that's pretty much the problems all out of the way. Nor Mark. What Mark are we talking about? Steve-O? Are we talking about Steve-O? He's the same every year. Aye, he's the same every year. He's out and about in his caravan during the summer months. Well, bear in mind, summer is now over, but he could well be in a caravan park somewhere down south. Yeah, he always disappears over the summer months. You never see him. No, Cobra trying to get up. Not Cobra, Romario. Sorry, Cobra, right enough. What the hell's going on here? You know what it is? I've just realised Scotland are actually playing at the moment. I'm needing to get rid of this and go to the iPlayer and find out what's happening. Scotland are the only team that can be in a good position like they are with that result that they had the other day there when they were playing absolute crap and shoot themselves in the foot against the so-called numpty team, Belarus. I'm just going to go in here and have a quick look and see what the score is. It's almost the end of the first half. And Scotland are up 1-0, which is the good news. I suppose that's not bad. So they're going to be in a good position if the win holds out. Cobra with a 9-1 lead. And I'll be able to get my dinner and see the second half. With the greatest of respect to Romario. What they've not, well, that's him dead and he's buried, and they've no said anything. I mean, I suppose that at the end of the day is up to the family as to whether they want to, you know, if there's anything dodgy about it, they might want to keep that private. I mean, what age is he? 46 he was. You know, you never know. That's up to them. The trouble with not giving out a proper statement as to why he died, it means that the newspapers and magazines will make up their own minds and make up their own bloody stories. That's the bad thing about it, because you'll get that in the newspapers. They'll make up all sorts of stories. Now, very quickly here, while Cobra's playing that combo, I'll do a quick refresh.
Where's the cue ball going?
I just want to remind people that we have a match later on tonight between Shibo and Spudboy. I won't be doing that. I don't know what round that is, whether it's a round 1 or a round 2 match. And then you've got Mr. Fox against One Pocket Slim. That is tomorrow night at 8:30. No doubt Slim will be doing that on his channel. And then you've got Stubb against Bankster on Tuesday at... what the hell time is that? I can't read. Is that 5 p.m? That's Tuesday. That match goes ahead. So there's 3 matches scheduled. 1 for later on tonight with Shibo and Spudboy. So if you want to watch that or join the stream, It'll be on Slim's channel. If Slim's around to do it. Oh, I'll be, as I said, I'm off for 10 days, so I'll be doing nothing else. I'll be able to do that. Oh, Cobra's given a goddamn in the chat, so is he giving Romario another chance here to win a rack? Yes, he has. Oh, he's now in dodgy territory again. He's got a dodgy cut in the 6-ball, cue ball running loose. And he's now dodgy again because he's got a blind pocket cut in the 7. And he's got to get into the cue ball and he's overcut it. And there's a chance gone again. How many racks could Romario have on the board if he'd taken these chances? He could have 4 or 5 at least. And that's a conservative estimate. Yeah, Bedhead, I don't know that Bedhead was... well, I don't think he's actually been around since that. He wasn't in the Cowboy tournament. I don't think he played in that. So he's not been around for a while. And obviously then, with that Filipino rotation thing not going ahead, Steve threw up the 8-ball and Bedhead's not been around. He didn't even know the tournament was on. So he didn't give himself the opportunity to defend his title. So Cobra on the brink. That's what I meant to have a quick look at as well while I was at it. Trying to get a breakout. Well, he's not a problem, I don't think, with the combo over the right-hand corner. Let me have a quick look also at the bracket here to see who Cobra's lining himself up with.
Where's the cue ball going?
Now I remembered where I've got my my John Virgo. He's on my middle mouse button, and this mouse is a wee bit more sensitive. I need to change it when I'm streaming. Right, so if we look at that, well, there's a good match coming up one way or another. Cobra odds-on favourite to get through to round 3, where he's going to be lined up to play either Mr. Fox or One Pocket Slim. And I've got no doubt that either of those two are going to be certainly a bigger challenge for Cobra. But, like I said, if either of them don't take their opportunities, then it'll be back to square one. And that's what the pressure is when you're up against Cobras and Albanarios. You're not going to get a lot of chances, but when you do, you have to take them. Now, that is a very good shot by Romario. But has he got a follow-up? He's got a wee dink in the 2. He's got the 5 and 3 that are clear. Problem, of course, is the 4-ball. Well, you can certainly bump the 4-ball to the rail and to the 9. Whether you can bump it and it'll hold and bump and go in off the 9 is very doubtable. Debatable, I should say. And all you're doing then is giving up the table and probably opening it up more for Cobra just to finish the match. And again, I'll say it, there's an inevitability about this. Well, he's actually missed sooner than I thought he was, and he's done Cobra the favour that I said, except he's tied up the 8-ball. So now Cobra's... Well, he's actually got the... Is that the 15-ball that he's got straight into the corner? Oh, he's going to take the breakout here with the 9. So this match is over, folks. Oh, he's made a hash of that as well. I think Cobra's maybe a bit like me and needing his dinner because he's made a right balls of that. That was a terrible shot. I thought he would have had that 8-ball wide open and it would have all been done and dusted. Well, as it is, Romario's got a slender lifeline here, but let's be honest, it's going to be tough to keep this safe. Because he's going to leave the cut unless he can get in behind, and he's nailed that. He's nailed that. But of course, the 8 ball is still tied up. Good hit from Cobra. And Romario's going to have to try and roll dead weight into the back of this. Well, it's loosened up the 8. I'm looking to see how tight that is. I mean, you would be thinking you'd be crazy to try and get into there to play that up table. I don't think you can do that. And Cobra, I think, is just playing for time here. He's just waiting till Romario makes a mistake. Yeah, this is last chance saloon if ever you've seen it. He's given it the old heave-ho, called the top left-hand corner. Well, it could have finished. It could have finished a lot worse than this. The way that Cobra's been left. I mean, he's got an ugly cut. He could play a safety and try and tuck behind the 8 ball here. That's what he's going to try and do. Yeah, he doesn't need to be in a hurry. Don't think he's got there though. Not fully. Now, can Romario get enough of this to actually call the bank? Again, it's all or nothing. You've just got to go for it. It's not going to do it, and that will possibly be his last chance. However, when I say that, this 8 ball is a bit in the way. If he's going to pot the 12 and try and run around. And Cobra might actually bide his time a little bit longer here, unless he thinks he can get himself right around and get across here. And, well, that's a great shot by Romario. A great shot. It's a yes, it is working. But he's overcut the 8. And Cobra's got a little dink into the side. And he's missed it. Well, here you go, Romario. If you want it handed to you in a plate, there it is. He gets his second rack in the board. Well, I thought it was over, but apparently not. Well, these balls are broken very nicely indeed. And not only that, as far as Romario is concerned, Cobra has broke dry. And this is, again, a great opportunity to show what Romario is made of, because he's, you know, you're not going to get a better invite than this to the party. He's committed to the stripes. And they are all available. Now, if this was Cobra at the table, it's game, set, match. No doubt about it. He's going to get himself out here without a doubt. Can Romario do it? Well, he's got to do these in the right order here. I mean, that 10 ball, he wants to go into that pretty sharpish. And straight away, he's making life more difficult for himself. He's now blocked a pocket where this 10 ball could have gone. And those 2 balls have gone in, which he didn't want, and now he's in trouble. And that's how easy it is to get yourself in trouble on a table that looks great. And that might be it. And Romario's always in a hurry. He's always playing at a pace. So, where can this go wrong? Well, the 4 balls going in, there's not an issue there. I think it will probably be the 4 ball to get himself onto that 8. I would imagine the 4 ball just going to be left there. So the rest is just about picking your way through these. Probably play the 5, then the 4, and just roll the 8 down the rail. Yep. So 2, 3, 5, 4. Game, set, and match. Oh, he's taking the 4 instead, just to be awkward. Well, it's a comfortable win for Cobra. He's been caught out himself a couple of times with a couple of shots, but apart from that, it's been pretty comfortable. Romario been caught out with these tight pockets, no doubt about that. So it's an 11-2 win, and Cobra now will know who his opponent's going to be tomorrow night after that match with One Pocket Slim and Mr. Fox. Don't forget that match later on, as I said, the one with Spud Boy. And who the hell's he playing again? Because again, I've totally forgotten. Shibo. So that's Serbia against USA at 9 p.m. tonight, British summertime. We're still in British summertime, but it won't be for too much longer. Our clocks will go back next week, I think, or in a couple of weeks' time. And then, as I said, there's other matches. We've got Stubb and Bankster. I'll be there for that on Tuesday afternoon at 5 p.m. I hope you can join us then. So until we meet again, thanks for joining us, folks. And I'll bid you good afternoon, and we'll see you again very shortly.
No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool. Nothing else.
Of Wales against Belgium in their qualifier. And then if you fancy taking in some Bundesliga action, Union Berlin against Borussia Mönchengladbach. That one starts Friday evening, 7:20. Or if the Scottish Championship is more your thing, we've got a Fife derby. Dunfermline against Wraith Rovers. Coverage from 7:30. And as always, there is plenty of entertainment to keep you going across the BBC.
I looked after her whole lives, and then she comes here. This doesn't make sense. side of the world and I don't know what to do.
Brand new jump.